Have you ever noticed how two people can face the same problem, but one breaks down while the other finds strength? What makes the difference? Not money, not luck, but the way they think. This story will show you how powerful your thoughts really are, and how changing them can change your entire life. In a peaceful village surrounded by fields and hills, there lived an old woman named Grace. Her hair was silver like moonlight, her face lined with wrinkles of time. Yet when you looked into her eyes, they sparkled with a warmth that made everyone feel lighter. Grace lived alone in a small cottage under a great oak tree. Her husband had passed away long ago. She had no children, no wealth, no great possessions, but she carried something rarer, an unshakable smile. No matter what happened, she never complained. She would sit outside her cottage, greeting villagers, listening to their troubles, and somehow always leaving them calmer than before. The villagers often wondered, how can she be so happy when she has so little? But Grace's secret was simple. She had trained her mind to think differently. One hot afternoon, a young woman named Clara came to Grace's cottage. Her eyes were swollen from crying, her hands trembling as she held her two children close. "Mother Grace," she whispered, "I don't know what to do anymore. My husband went to the city months ago to find work, but no letter has come. The children are hungry, and I am so afraid." Grace listened quietly, then gently took Clara's hands. "Tell me, my child, what do you think will happen?" Clara's lips quivered. "I feel only bad things. What if he never finds work? What if he forgets us? What if he never comes back?" Grace shook her head softly, her eyes filled with compassion. "Clara, when you feed yourself with dark thoughts, your heart grows weaker. But when you fill your mind with hope, your spirit grows stronger. And a strong spirit can carry you through any storm." Clara looked down, tears spilling. "But how can I think good thoughts when everything feels so bad?" Grace smiled gently. "Then let me tell you a story. Many years earlier, there was a man who lived not far from the river. He was poor beyond measure. No family, no money, no roof over his head. One day, sitting under a tree, he broke down in tears. An old traveler stopped by and asked, "Why are you crying?" The man sobbed, "I have nothing. No food, no friends, no future. My life is empty." The traveler looked at him with kindness and said, "Nothing? Look again. You have the river that flows with life. You have the trees that give shade. You have the sun that warms you each morning. You have the breath in your lungs. If you think only of what you don't have, you will drown in misery. But if you see the gifts around you, your heart will find peace." The poor man wiped his tears. For the first time, he noticed the beauty of the river, the green of the trees, the gentle warmth of the sunlight. He took a deep breath and felt lighter. From that day, he stopped saying, "I have nothing," and started saying, "I still have much." Slowly, his heart changed. He worked harder, treated people with kindness, and step by step, his life grew brighter. Grace finished her story and looked at Clara. "Do you see, child? His life didn't change because of magic. It changed because he changed his thoughts. Positive thinking won't erase your problems, but it will give you the strength to face them. And that strength can change everything." Clara sat silently, her mind racing. "So, you're saying if I choose to believe tomorrow will be better, I will have the strength to survive today?" Grace nodded. "Yes. Wake each morning and tell yourself, 'Today will be a good day.' Say it even if your heart doubts it. With hope, you will rise early. With hope, you will work harder. With hope, you will wait for your husband not in fear, but but in faith. And with faith, you can endure anything. Clara wiped her tears. For the first time in weeks, she felt a spark of courage. I will try, Mother Grace. From today, I will choose good thoughts from the days past. Clara rose each morning with new words on her lips. Today will be a good day. Instead of sitting in worry, she baked bread to sell in the market. Instead of crying, she played with her children, filling their hearts with laughter. Instead of drowning in fear, she whispered prayers of hope for her husband. Life was still hard. The children were still hungry some nights. But Clara noticed something. Her heart no longer felt crushed. Her steps grew lighter, and though nothing had changed outside, everything felt different inside. Weeks later, as she hung clothes in the sun, Clara's neighbor ran up to her. "Clara!" A letter. A letter from the city. Her hands shook as she tore it open. It was from her husband. He had finally found work and was sending money home. Clara gasped with joy, hugging her children tightly. Tears filled her eyes, but this time they were tears of relief. She ran to Grace's cottage, waving the letter. "Mother Grace!" "You were right. My husband has work. He is sending money. We are saved." Grace smiled, her silver hair shining in the sunlight. "You see, my child? Problems will always come. But when you face them with a hopeful heart, you do not break. And hope often opens doors that fear keeps shut." Word of Grace's wisdom spread quickly. Soon, villagers from every corner came to her with their troubles. A farmer who lost his crop, a carpenter drowning in debt, a widow grieving her loss. To each, Grace gave the same advice. Choose your thoughts carefully. Think good, and good will follow. Think dark, and darkness will grow. And slowly, the village began to change. People smiled more. They worked harder. They encouraged each other in tough times. Grace, the old woman with nothing, gave them something priceless, the gift of positive thinking. Life will always bring problems, sickness, struggles, uncertainty, but the power to face them comes from within. Negative thinking steals your strength. Positive thinking multiplies it. Remember this: your thoughts are seeds. Plant fear and you harvest despair. Plant hope and you harvest courage. Choose carefully, because the way you think can change your life.